All right, hello, brothers and sisters. This is a take two. I was doing an earlier verse, and it just didn't sit right with me after 13 minutes of speaking. And again, I don't script this. This is not. There's no notes. There is no studying. This is just you hear it as I hear it as it comes out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So this is a second time around. That verse earlier was for me, and I'm learning to discern that again. Here we go. We are in 1 John chapter 2, verses 15 through 16. 15 and 16. He says this. John writes, "Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world is the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Is not of the Father, but of the world." And today, up in my area where I live, in the Lakes area, begins a few days of drunken stupor. This is like the Antarctic of Vegas next couple of days. And they call it, Winter Games. And there are some things that are okay for families to watch. They got a beautiful display of kites. I mean, huge, amazing kites. We're not just talking about your regular 3 by 4 foot kite. We're talking about 60 feet long, big old dragons in the air. I mean, they got planes that fly out there. They're kites, about 25 feet. I mean, it takes two people to hold them down. Huge, beautiful, beautiful. And they also got a thing called the polar plunge where they cut the ice open. The fire department goes out there and people want to just dump into freezing ice temperatures water, freezing ice water. Just they jump in there, and that's publicized. And they have cook-offs and all that, which is good. Family fun. It's okay to take your kids too. But then when the sun goes down, the devil comes out, and they have things like Battle of the Bands. Not Battle of the Bands. I mean, they got a bunch of bars with bands playing, and I that was me last year, a drunken idiot, a fool, partaking of such things, in my cloud and stupor. And I'm not talking bad about the people. No, I'm just sharing the verse of just, what really hit me was, there's also another event called the Battle of the Bartenders, and which sounds like fun to those who drink, which it did for me. And for some reason, I never attended because I knew the spirits that were there. It's called beer, wine, and spirits for a reason. And I knew once you cross that threshold, the spirits that would attach to the people and the drunkenness that would come with it. It reminds me of this verse I read years ago in Isaiah. Isaiah was a prophet of the time of the Old Testament for one of the kings that was backslidden, and he was prophesying he was the mouth of God prophesying against the kingdom. And there was a verse I ran across years ago that always sat with me. And Isaiah says this in Isaiah 5:22. "Woe to men mighty at drinking wine. Woe to men valiant for mixing intoxicating drinks." And you can tell that these people who profess to be saved, they do not know their word. They're celebrating not only the spirit of drunkenness, but they're all partaking of it too. Well, and I feel bad because the bartenders, they're the best of the best at what they do. They're the best of getting people drunk, making it taste sweeter. It happened to me. I fell for it. I wanted to get more drunk, and I wanted it to taste less bitter. And people pay for this event. And I'm not trying to harp on anyone or talk down. No, it's just coming from a perspective now of a sober man in the spirit. It's just like, oof. All those lost people, all those lost sheep. And I know a lot of the bartenders. It's sad because they are good people. That's the only jobs they have out here is getting people drunk, and they're good at it. It's like being a good mechanic or being a good pastor or being a good life skills coach. They're good at doing this, but they don't understand the spirit and the curse behind it. And they're sweet people, but they're lost. And I think maybe that's what God's showing me this year. I think I might go down there sober. Of course, I don't drink. And just take a glance at these people and just realize how lost I was. And you see the people there who go there, rich people, the pride of life, you know, have people who are young girls and young boys just out there just strutting their body, shaking it around, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eye, just checking each other out and just desiring each other sexually because they're drunk and intoxicated. And I think I'll be praying for the police now, just that they would be safe, that they would go home to their family too. They have a wife and kids, and they're doing their job. And in the name of Jesus, I pray that the Lord would give them the spirits and that they would be safe, and that God would give them eyes to see those who are in danger. Like the cop that pulled me over. It was just him and I. And he looked right at me, I looked right at him. It was destiny, bro. Officer such and such. You had eyes for me and I had eyes for you, brother. And it was destiny that he pulled me over. And yeah, I acted like a child because I thought I was going to lose my job. And by the grace of God, I didn't. They blessed me, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the officer who did his job. May God bless him and his family and everything that he does. But also the cops this weekend too. May they be safe. And I pray that everyone gets home safe. You know what I mean? And I keep thinking about that. Woe to those who are masters of mixing drinks. Oof. Woe to those who are masters of drinking wine. That was me. I was good at being a drunk. I was an idiot. Do not love the world or the things in the world, And he says, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life. And that really just hits me this morning, brothers and sisters. I think I'm going to go and just observe. And as my heart breaks, because that was me, maybe God will... My job is not to go down there and give the gospel ministry to people, but maybe to see with sober eyes what Satan has done to this area and how much he rules in this Christian environment. And how many people there are Christian, who profess to be Christ-like, but don't possess the Christ-like spirit. They profess to be Christian, but they don't possess the Spirit of God, and it's just, again, I'm not judging nobody. No, negative. But I believe that's my calling, to go out there and just be sober, Dave, and hug people and love people. And they ask, why are you not drinking, Dave? The Lord. This is what God did. And we'll see what God does. Brothers and sisters, much love to you. Peace be with you. Isaiah 5:22. Woe to those who are masters of drinking wine. Woe to those who are masters of mixing drinks. All of you who are bartenders, be careful for the curse that you put upon yourself. So you're a drug dealer, man. Alchemy, you're mixing things up. Sorcery, you're mixing wine, you're mixing fermented drinks. If you truly want to stop being a bartender, ask God to give you a better occupation that you can save lives and not destroy them. Much love to you all. Peace be with you. May the joy of the Lord be your strength. And remember, choose wisdom over the world. God bless.